Ooh, y'all, guess what? Your friend forever, Evan Lefavor, is a screenwriter, and I have the perfect idea and pitch for the sequel to Child's Play. And I'm about to spoil it all for you. So be warned, because I actually do want to pitch this to MGM and get everybody involved that was involved with the original film and move forward on this as the sequel. So if you want to see this as the sequel, make sure to share this and say, hey, we want Evan Lefavor, and start a petition for this to be the sequel to Child's Play. This film is called Child's Play, The Chucky Project. That's right, Child's Play, The Chucky Project, y'all. Let me show you how the movie opens up. The movie opens up with a campfire, and these kids are sitting around a campfire. And the kid goes, have you ever heard the legend of Chucky? And they're like, what do you mean the legend of Chucky? And he's like, you ever heard of the Caslin Company? They're like, what? No, what do you mean Caslin Company? And he's like, you know the Caslin Company, duh. And they're like, of course. So he's like, well, did you know Henry Caslin had a child named Chucky? They're like, well, so what? He had a kid named Chucky. What's so important about that? He goes, well, his little son Chucky died at 6 years old. He was only 6 years old. On his 6th birthday, he died in Caslin headquarters, where to this day is the epicenter of the AI system that runs all the Caslin products and buddy dolls on planet Earth. The people are like, so what, man? What's the point of that? He's like, well, the legend is that Chucky, Caslin's son Chucky, was testing out some top secret new Caslin technology, and it malfunctioned and killed him. And they're like, whoa. And he's like, and they say, the legend says that his soul still haunts the building to this day. And then the guy's like, oh, bullshit, ghosts, supernatural, you expect me to believe in that supernatural shit? I liked your story up until that point, dude. And he's like, well, no, check it out. Not only that, have you heard of Andy Barkley? And they're like, who's Andy Barkley, man? He's like, Andy Barkley. His buddy doll named Chucky went on a killing spree and killed all kinds of people. And they're like, well, that's just a coincidence, man. That's nothing, man. That's not related. And then all of a sudden, boo! A buddy doll. Someone jumps out with a buddy doll and scares everybody. And the buddy doll's like, hi. And they're like, hey, little dude, what's up, man? And the dude's like, whoa, you scared the shit out of us. And then the buddy doll's like, oh, don't shit yourself. And they're like, whoa, you can say that? And they go, oh, you can say shit? And the buddy doll's like, no shit. And so then the doll's like, hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play? And the dude's like, whoa, Chucky. Holy shit. And Chucky's like, I'm going to kill you now. It should be so much fun. And the dude's like, what? Are you making him say that? You're making him say that, aren't you? And the dude who brought the doll's like, no, I'm not making him say that, man. I'm not making him say that. And then Chucky pulls up a knife and he starts coming at the dude. And the dude's like, and then Chucky keeps getting closer with the knife. And the dude's like, dude, this is hilarious. Okay, make him stop, dude. Make him stop, bro. And the doll keeps coming. He's like, I'm not making him do this, dude. I'm not making him do this. And then the dude, and then Chucky just like stabs the dude, says this one-liner, stabs the dude. And then the whole beginning scene is Chucky killing everybody around the campfire, right? So Then the next scene is a courtroom, and Andy's on trial, and they're questioning Andy in the courtroom. And so they're like, so you guys taught him how to stab. You taught the buddy doll how to stab things? And Andy's like, yes, but it was for a viral video. They were trying to make a stupid video. And so basically, they're on trial. Andy's on trial. And the Caslin Company testifies that they had no wrongdoing, that they tested there was no defects in any of the buddy dolls, and they go through rigorous testing for quality assurance, and that Caslin had nothing to do with it, and they blamed Andy Barkley for tampering with the doll. They said it was him, so they blame it all on Andy. So Andy ends up taking the blame for all the Chucky murders. Instead of Caslin getting blamed, Andy gets the blame as an accomplice in the Chucky murders, okay? Because he has to testify about all this shit, and Mike Norris is pissed. When Mike Norris finds out that Andy taught Chucky how to be a monster, that these kids actually taught him how to stab things, and how to, and that he knew Chucky was killing people but didn't tell. Like, so anyway, so Andy ends up in jail, you know, jail for kids, and he's getting fucked with in jail, and, you know, he's trapped in there, and everything's fucked up. And so then we show Henry Caslin, right? And Henry Caslin comes out on stage, and he's like, I am here to show you Caslin's newest technology, because, buddy, everybody needs a friend, not just kids, but everyone alive deserves their own best friend. I now show you, I present to you the Buddy 3, right? And then they show a sizzle reel of the Buddy 3. And the Buddy 3 is now the new model of the Buddy doll. He's bigger than the old Buddy. And he's like a regular Buddy doll, but he's got a hand. His hand can go off, and he's like got a Swiss Army knife on his hand that can turn into all these different utensils. So it's like Buddy 3 can help you chop your onions. And you see the knife come out of Buddy 3's arm, and he's like chopping the onions. And they show Buddy 3 can help around the house, and he's got a hammer, and he's like hammering in nails and shit. And, you know, like, Buddy 3 can even light your cigarette for you. And, like, this fire comes out of his hand, like his hand or his finger, you know, a fire comes out and shit. So basically, this new Buddy 3 is the Buddy for adults. Oh, yeah, and then he's got a corkscrew can come out. He's like, he can open wine bottles. And this corkscrew comes out, and, like, he pulls open wine bottles for you. So it's the Buddy for adults, right? And they're like, and Caslin's like, I now present you Buddy 3. And Buddy, you know, after the sizzle reel, then Buddy 3 actually walks out on stage, and he's like, ha ha ha. And so there's all these Buddy dolls and shit, right? And there's Buddy, you know, it's like the E3 of Caslin, and they're showing off all the Buddy models, and there's all these Buddy dolls around. And so basically, all of a sudden, Chucky takes over. Chucky takes over and he takes Caslin hostage. Chucky takes over the Buddy 3 body. All of a sudden, Chucky's in the Buddy 3 body, and he's holding Henry Caslin hostage. And he says, "Hey, I'm gonna kill everyone on planet Earth and Henry Caslin if you don't give me Andy Barkley." So it's Christmas morning. Buddy 2 dolls are all around the Christmas trees, all around the world. And kids are opening their dolls. And guess what? Chucky has taken over and possessed every Buddy 2 doll on the planet. and he's taken over every Caslin product on the planet. Okay? And he is now using these dolls to kill everyone in the most over-the-top ways possible. So we have scenes of kids opening their buddy dolls on Christmas morning and the whole family being attacked by their buddy doll and crazy, scary shit happening. All right? We're going to have church, Christmas Mass at a church, like a Catholic church, you know, getting attacked by buddy dolls, and all the buddy dolls are going to come into the church and start attacking the priest and attacking everyone. You know, like, we're going to have all these scenarios where the buddy dolls are just taking over and attacking everyone and killing everyone. And Caslin products are killing people and drones are flying around. And so it's the buddy-pocalypse, y'all. Okay? And so they release Andy. And not only that, they're in this new movie, there is a good version of Chucky. We're introducing a good version of Chucky who still loves Andy, who still wants to be Andy's best friend, but he's there to protect Andy from the evil Chucky. He's there. All right? So there's a good Chucky along for the ride, trying to help Andy and his friends and save the world. All right? So they release Andy. Andy reunites with his friends, Pug and Phelan and Omar. They reunite, and they're pulled together by Karen Barkley and Mike Norris, who are now pulled together, and Andy Barkley becomes the key to saving the world because the entire world is now under attack by Chucky. Chucky is attacking the entire world. And now we find out in this movie that Chucky uploaded himself to the cloud, the Caslin cloud. All right, we find out Chucky uploaded himself to the cloud and that he now knows everything that's on the internet. So he knows everything on Wikipedia, everything on Google, everything on YouTube, everything, every movie ever. So he knows all the memes. He knows all the viral videos, and he's a horror movie fan, and this new Chucky is a fan of all the old slasher movies, and he idolizes these slashers, and he wants to become a real-life slasher. That's why he kills everyone in the most over-the-top ways possible. So this new Chucky is a super genius, a mastermind, and he's always quoting movies. He's always saying one-liners that have all these double meanings and deeper meanings, so that his one-liners aren't just funny, they actually have a deeper meaning. So in this movie, Andy and his friends and Karen and Mike Norris, they're the experts in dealing with Chucky. So the government kind of wants their help in saving the world from this threat, this rogue AI that has now taken over all the Caslin products on planet Earth. And we show that Chucky has taken over Caslin headquarters, and he's got it armed. He's got all these dolls ready to attack anybody that comes through, that tries to shut him down, that tries to shut down the Caslin hive. Like he's figured out every way they could possibly shut the buddy dolls down. And he's safeguarding it with killer dolls. He's got like fucking killer dolls ready to attack anybody that tries to fucking take him down. All right, he's a super genius in this movie. So Chucky's really cool in this movie, and he patterns his personality after all these other famous movie characters that he idolizes in this movie. So his personality evolves a little more in this movie from just being this docile kind of, hi, are we having fun, to being more of a, he's got more personality, okay? And so so Chucky is even more likable in this movie, even though he's doing crazy shit, even crazier, wild, more evil shit. And buddy dolls are just attacking the planet. Caslin cars are just attacking everyone. Everywhere they go, the cars are trying to mow people down. The drones are trying to scope out where people are. Everyone's being hunted by Chucky. all right? And so Mike Norris has to forgive Andy and his friends and say, okay, you guys created a monster that ended up killing my mother because of this monster you guys created, but I'm gonna forgive you guys because I need your help taking this monster down. And Andy's the key to it all because Andy is the only thing in the world that Chucky loves. So he's the linchpin. He's the key to saving the world and stopping Chucky. All right, is the fact that Andy is Chucky's only friend and that Andy is the only thing that Chucky really, truly loves. And so what we have here is we have this post-apocalyptic movie that's almost like a George Romero zombie movie. But instead of zombies attacking humanity, it's Caslin products and Buddy dolls and Caslin drones and Caslin cars, and they're all being possessed by Chucky. It's Chucky controlling everything. And so Chucky's like a god in this movie. He's an all-knowing, all-powerful god over technology in this movie. All right, and he's attacking everyone. So it's a fun movie. But then later on in the movie, it is revealed that Chucky is doing all of this. The surprise twist in the end is that Chucky is doing all of this so that he can turn Andy Barclay into the Messiah, to turn Andy Barclay into the savior of mankind. That Andy Barclay is the only one that can save the world. So Chucky's doing all this. Chucky's being a villain and doing all of this just to position Andy Barclay to be the savior of all of humanity. Because he wants everyone in the world to love Andy just as much as he does. All right? He wants Andy to be bigger than Jesus. So he turned Andy Barclay into the John Connor of reality. All right? Because this Chucky knows about the Terminator franchise. He quotes it. Okay, he says lines like "I'm Skynet, bitch," you know, stuff like that. He's self-aware in this movie. Okay, Chucky is self-aware in this movie. He's not just a docile AI learning his first steps about this world. He's an AI that knows everything. So it takes this Chucky to a new level. He's like the Riddler, the Joker, Chucky, and all this other shit combined into one. Okay. So Mark Hamill's going to have a lot of fun with this performance. And so in the movie, we have a budding romance between Phelan and Andy. And I really want to make it like Chucky. Like, what if the Goonies were put into a post-apocalyptic situation, like involving killer dolls? That's what this movie is. It's like, I really want to play up the relationship between the kids, their friendship, and the relationship between Karen and Mike, because they get separated. Karen and Mike get separated from the kids. They have to go on their separate journeys, and Karen and Mike fall in love, and they go on this adventure to try to shut Chucky down, and Phelan and Andy start falling in love, and it's like a Goonies adventure for them. So it really does feel like a Goonies adventure, a post-apocalyptic Goonies with killer dolls. With some Terminator mixed in, some T2, because there is a good Chucky that helps the kids and shit. And so, anyways, yeah, we find out that the evil Chucky has done it all just to make Andy into the Messiah. And so it's all part of Chucky's plan. And so the movie is going to end on a note where, I don't want to spoil it actually, you know, but let's just say Chucky wins in this movie. Chucky wins. Chucky takes over the world, and it opens the door for a third film. A third film where from the start of the movie, Chucky has already taken over the world, and we have groups of survivors who are banding together to try to get supplies and stay alive when Chucky has not only taken over all the Caslin products, but taken over all the products. So, yeah. So I really want it to be, a zombie movie, but with killer dolls instead of zombies. I really think it's going to be cool. And, hopefully we can get a much bigger budget for this film so that we can put more money into the special effects. So Henry Caslin gets rescued by the kids. The kids rescue Henry Caslin. And he becomes a main character in the movie. And they, he tells them about his son Chucky. And how his son Chucky was, he says, my son Chucky, for his birthday, I allowed him to be the first one to see the prototype of the Buddy doll, the original Buddy. And it malfunctioned and killed his son. The Buddy doll killed his son in a malfunctioning accident. And so this is when we find out. So the whole movie, because of that first campfire scene, we allude that maybe there's something supernatural going on, that maybe the spirit of Caslin's dead son Chucky is possessing the Buddy dolls in this, and maybe that's something supernatural's happening. Like, we kind of allude to that, but we never like confirm it or anything. But this is where we find out that Henry Caslin, he's like, so that is when I started the Chucky project. They're like, and Andy and everybody look at each other like, the Chucky project? And he's like, yes. He's like, I wanted to create an AI that was an exact replica of my son Chucky. I wanted it to think like Chucky. I wanted it to be like Chucky. I wanted my son back. And then he talks about how the technology was stolen from him. The Chucky technology was smuggled out of the Caslin plant by a competing company. One of the workers stole the technology by implanting it into the programming of one of the Buddy dolls. And that's the Buddy doll that got the parameters switched off. So that's why it insisted on being called Chucky, because it had the Chucky project on it. It had the Chucky AI built in already. So you find out that Chucky is not only Chucky, he's not only a haywire Buddy doll, but his whole framework was designed around Henry Caslin's son, Chucky. That's why it's called the Chucky Project. So there's a lot of twists in this movie, okay? So I hate that I had to spoil it all for you here. I gave you the spoiler warning. But, hey, if you want to see this Child's Play sequel happen, if you want to see carnage of all these killer dolls, killer teddy bears, all these different killer Caslin products, all these killer Buddy dolls attacking all these different people in the most amazing ways possible, the Buddy apocalypse, if you want to see that in the next Child's Play, if you want to see, because look, the reason this is the perfect idea is because this franchise needs to go in a new direction, all right? It needs to go in a new fucking direction with this film. And because it can't be anything like the sequels from Universal. It can't be anything like those movies. It has to be this Child's Play franchise has to go off in its own direction, and the Buddy apocalypse is that direction. Child's Play, the Chucky Project is the sequel we need. So let's get that. Let's hope that MGM will support my script as the script that gets put into production for the sequel, because I think this is the script we need, y'all. Don't you guys want to see this? Don't you guys want to see a good Chucky fighting the evil Chucky? Chucky versus Chucky battle? Don't you want to see Buddy 2 dolls attacking people everywhere? Because if Child's Play 2019 was Alien, Child's Play the Chucky project is aliens. It's like aliens, okay? Quantifiably, all right? Because the first Child's Play had one killer doll. In my movie, you got thousands, millions of killer dolls. And it's going to be epic, all right? Because I know you want to see this. So Tyler Burton Smith and, you know, Lars Klevberg, I hope you guys would want to be involved in this project to some capacity. But, you know, I've got the script going right now. I know you're not supposed to work on a script before you're hired to actually do it. But I know it's a taboo. But hey, why not conceptualize a little bit? But yeah, Chucky needs to continue. This new Chucky needs to evolve. And yes, this new movie is like fucking, you know, a George Romero zombie movie meets T2 meets Child's Play meets all this shit. Because we have, you know, we have the scene in the Buddy Factory where all the Buddy dolls turn alive and they kill everybody, you know. It's going to be great, y'all. You're going to love this movie, so support this idea, y'all. That is the sequel to Child's Play that we deserve.